Hello everybody, welcome back to another Bleach 5e video. Today we got two minor changes to the Shinigami and one big change to the Quincy class. But before we get into that, I want to let you know about the new Discord I created specifically for discussing this book, the Bleach 5e Discord. This will serve as a community and a hub to discuss the book, find players or GMs for games, and more. So after this video, head on over there and we can discuss the updates I'll be going over in this video. There will also be a poll going up in the Discord sometime this weekend regarding a future update. So if you want to be part of that and other changes to the book, head on over there. Additionally, I would like to thank my patrons. So I have my captains, Renato Manzini, Anthony Floyd, Opsig Stauber, Tea Time, Speed Zombie 1004, Gianni Perez, and David. Senior Officer Gary Alex, and Seated Officer Gungnir. If you would like to support me and the work I do, head on over to Patreon and become a patron. There are lots of great perks. The best one is the monthly one-shots that we do. The next one is scheduled this Sunday, and there is first change. Shinigami finally gets access to 9th level spells. Technically, they never got access to them before. Their max spell level would cap out at 7th level, and that's if you went key specialization. You would then get 8th if you joined the 13th division. Now you get access to 9th level spells, Kaido through squad 4, Bakudo through squad 6, and Hado through squad 13. Now I restricted it this way to make the choices of which division you choose matter. Now I'm also open to giving other divisions the same thing, but starting out, these 3 divisions made the most sense to me. So let's see what these changes actually look like and how they compare. As you can see here, we have the classic wizard MSL scaling, max spell level. To the right, we have the base Shinigami MSL. If you pick key specialization, your MSL increases at levels 3 and 6, notated by the red shading. If giving you your new MSL scaling, capping at 17th level with an MSL of 7th. Then if you pick up one of the 3 divisions, your MSL further increases at levels 11 and 15, giving you normal wizard MSL scaling, but only for your chosen Kyudo art. Now let's move on to the Shinigami SP nerf. As you can see, before the Shinigami had a SP max of 60. That's been slightly nerfed down to 54. In my testing of my current ongoing campaign and the Patreon one-shots I've ran, the Shinigami have felt like they've never been in danger of running out of SP. I want characters to have enough to be able to use their abilities, but to be mindful of their spending and evaluating on what is the best ability or spell to use, as they don't have infinite SP. So hopefully this change forces the Shinigami to be less reckless with their spending and be more careful. Finally, the biggest update of today. Now I've heard from many people that Quincy just aren't strong enough and are too weak compared to the Shinigami. To that I would say the Shinigami are kind of OP and need nerfs, but that doesn't mean Quincy doesn't need a rebalancing, which they have received today. On the left I have the old class block, and on the right the new class block. Right away let's talk about their big SP buff. Quincy were hurting for SP. They never quite had enough to use on their various abilities. There was also a minor oversight on my part. Previously at level 1 they had no SP, which meant that they could not summon their bow if it wasn't physical, since it required 1 SP to summon. That's been fixed, so that was my bad. But now with a very healthy pool of SP, Quincy should be able to use their blute, feats, and bow attributes a lot more now, and not have to worry about going empty after 2, usually 1, abilities. Next, their MSL has been buffed. This was mainly to help out the spellcaster version of the Quincy, but also to make their Ginto more relevant and incentivize the Quincy to use this feature more. Next, let's go down the levels and point out the biggest changes. At 3rd level, Quincy get point blank shot, which used to be a 9th level feature. Sharpshooter moved from 17th level to 9th level, and Master Archer moved from 20th level to 18th level. These 3 changes were made to help boost the power of the Quincy to help keep up with the Shinigami. It also felt bad waiting so long to get point blank shot and Sharpshooter, which are feats that you can pick up much sooner. And I know some people who would pick up either feat early on and just let those later levels be dead levels, which is not something I wanted. Now let's go through each feature that has been changed. So we're going to go through the parts that have been changed. First up is Quincy Cross. Feel free to pause the video and give it a once over. The main changes is that the last line was removed, as that info will be given under the actual armament info. The other change is that nowhere did it specify when exactly the bow was sealed or not. For most people, it was obvious, but I did need to add it to the book for consistency. Second is Ginto proficiency. The wording on using the Ginto as a ranged weapon has been changed. As you can see by Raw, only the Quincy was able to use Ginto as a ranged weapon. With the new wording, anyone can use it as a ranged weapon. That way a Quincy can hand them out to the party members to use. Third is Spirit Tap. Before you would only get 2 SP when a creature is slain within 60 feet of you. Now it reads you regain 2 SP anytime an enemy within 60 feet of you that you can see is slain, casts a spell, or uses an armament ability. This change better shows how the Quincy are able to use ambient reishi and absorber reishi. Fourth change is to the Krieger archetype. Only change is that it got buffed. Before, the melee weapon had to be a one-handed melee weapon. This was changed to any melee weapon, and their Halic Bogan deals an additional 1d8 damage of its type. Like I've stated previously, this is to better up the damage of the Quincy so they can get closer to the Shinigami's damage output. Fifth change is to the favored foe feature of the Jager archetype. The old ability required you to hold concentration. I just removed that. I removed it because there were too many concentration-like abilities and features. For example, the Spirit Form Bow is concentration-like, then there's actual concentration, so I just didn't want to have a third concentration-like thing. This also allows Jaegers to mark more than one foe. The sixth change is to the Foe Slayer feature of the Jaeger archetype. Before you would get a bonus to an attack roll or damage roll, now it's been changed so that this bonus applies to both the attack and damage once on each of your turns. Finally, the last few changes are for the Zauberer archetype. This one received the most changes because of the SP and MSL buffs. So for the improved spellcasting feature, I no longer need to have all these different MSL changes throughout the levels, it just needs to happen once. Additionally, technically a nerf, but before Ginto cost and craft time is reduced, now that only applies to Quincy spells. Next is Expanded Spirit. So this was basically a mistake on my part. Previously, this would turn Quincy into spontaneous casters, which meant all the features and abilities regarding Ginto became obsolete and irrelevant, which is a problem. So the feature has been changed to the following. Beginning at 7th level and at later levels, you may cast a number of chosen Quincy spells at will without using spell components and without the use of Ginto as shown below. 7th level, 4 cantrips of your choice. 11th level, 3 first level spells of your choice. 15th level, 2 second level spells of your choice. And 19th level, 1 third level spell of your choice. This would allow Quincy to have access to a few spells without the use of Ginto, but still have to rely on it, as that's their whole spellcasting shtick. Next is the 11th level feature. Before it was called Focus Spirit, which has been renamed to Ginto Expert. Now, with the SP buffs that Quincy received, there was no need for Focus Spirit since they now have an abundance of SP. This got changed to the current feature, which better serves the Ginto. The last change is just the names of the features being changed from Versatile Spirit to Ginto Master. The features didn't change, just the names. Well, that's it for the patch notes this time around. Feel free to comment below what you guys think and come on over to the Discord so we can discuss all the changes together. I also wanted to make a statement regarding a few people reaching out to me if they can translate the book into different languages. My answer to that will always be yes, but with 3 conditions. First, you need to post the translated book in the BleachTYBW Discord so others of the same language can have access to it. Second, don't make any changes to the book, especially the credits section, and in the future there will be a legal section. The book needs to stay the same for consistency, so if someone that's native speaking Brazilian or Spanish can still discuss it with a native English speaker and they're talking about the same book. Third, once you've posted the translated book in the Discord, work together with other native speakers on making sure that its translations are the best they can be. I know some words and ideas might not translate well, but let's keep it close to the source material as much as possible. With all that said, the video is coming to a close. Thank you all for watching my video. Thank you for reading my book and hopefully enjoying both. If you would like to be so kind to help me out by giving this video a like, subscribing to be up to date with news regarding the book, as well as content for the book. please leave a comment below to appease the YouTube algorithm god as well. We'll see you all in 2 weeks for the next Bleach 5e update.